Let's see. Hang on. There's a planet below you now. Was that there the last time you played? I think so, yes. I think the planet's always been there.
Cutter, it is my distinct honor and privilege to introduce you to the rest of the crew in our sector today. Sound off, everyone.
Hey, Rook. Name's Lou. I was the worm until you showed up, so thank you. Now I get to do the hazing.
Come on, Lou. What are you talking about? We don't do that. Welcome aboard and don't listen to her. I'm Dee Dee.
Next. I'm Titan.
Kai? I think your mic's still messed up.
Oh, can you hear me? How about now?
Better.
Hey. I'm Kaito. Kai.
Mic's still busted, huh?
Yeah, still waiting on the wreck to get approved.
Heaven forbid they give us functional gear.
Alright, Lou, I'm sure they're working on it as fast as they can. Anyway, Cutter, I've just added you to the official sector comm channel. It gets lonely out here, so don't hesitate to check in with each other from time to time. Alright, that's enough chin-wagging. Let's get back to it. Talk to you soon, Cutter. We were out.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Later, Rook.
I don't know how to interact with these. Well, we'll leave that for later. For now, let's pop this sucker open. I love the fact that these 4 studs are the only thing keeping the cockpit attached. That's like the absolute worst design ever in terms of like structural stability. Like, you do not want your cockpit popping off because you hit something wrong. Gotta make sure I'm not doing too much damage here. There we go. Like something an orc would build. Dude. I said this back when I was playing, last year. But this game sincerely feels like it would be incredible if they started doing a bunch of tie-in DLCs. Like, imagine, for example, if Games Workshop is like, alright, we want to do a tie-in DLC with you, where you just make, you know, a couple of iconic, Warhammer 40k ships. And if Microsoft is like, hey, you want to make a Pelican that people rip apart? Or like a Covenant cruiser.
Object accepted for processing. Credits deposited.
Oh. No? There we go. How about the Death Star? Yeah, exactly. Like, I realize it wouldn't be worth it from, like, a DLC value perspective, but I absolutely would spend a decent amount of cash just to be able to rip up a Republic cruiser. You know, like the Blockade Runner, or... I mean, even a couple of, like, smaller things would be kind of interesting, like, just dismantling the Millennium Falcon, or kind of a hack job, alternate version. And A-Wing. Like, the problem is the smaller ships wouldn't actually be that interesting to salvage, just because you couldn't really get into them. But, like, one or two. Like, a TIE fighter, you'd pretty much just pop the wings off, and then that'd be it. Like, to be entirely frank with you, TIE fighters, there ain't much to them. I got lucky by getting the cockpit to pop off slightly. There we go. Because by popping off the cockpit, we have access to the wings. Disassemble a Reaper from Mass Effect. That'd be something. But it's just like, I realize so many developers tend to be kind of competitive with their products and whatnot, but like, holy shit, this game has so much potential that, and also exists within such a specific niche, that there literally will never be another game like this for like 5-10 years. Unless it gets really big and popular, or somebody is like, holy shit, we need to make this ourselves. But like, 9 times out of 10, games like this exist purely as their own thing. But yeah, multiplayer on the Death Star would be interesting. Or even just a Star Destroyer. You know, scale it down a little bit. I'd be a happy camper.
Processing valuable object. Credits awarded.
Okay. Now I'm pretty sure... Okay. Yeah, I figured as much. Pretty sure I saw an explosive in the back. Not a problem. They take apart a Firefly. Yeah.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred. Salvage gained.
Again, in so many of these... Ooh. Enter have to rank up. You know what? Let's go do that.
Valuable object processed. Credits deposited.
I'm not sure how much any of this matters. But ripping the ships apart is important, but ranking up is slightly more. Especially if I get Tethers or better ships. Okay. Rank 4.
Level awarded. License upgraded.
Hey, Cutter. I'm looking at the stats coming from your bay, and it's looking like you're really gonna make your way around here. It's time to learn about how to upgrade your equipment and some of the more advanced tools you'll soon have at your disposal. Head on over to the upgrade section of your employee terminal now.
Hey, Cutter. Great work in reaching the next certification rank. I'm clearing you now for a new mackerel ship class. The Exolab will now show up in the... Ooh, that's a new one. I look forward to ripping this thing apart. The Exolab will now show up in the ship catalog, and let me tell you, these are amazing as they are dangerous. Tons of electronics in there, so make sure you begin cautious. Getting zapped ain't fun. Exolabs come with a bunch of cool exterior bits, too. Robotic arms or radar dishes. Used to be for science, I guess. Pretty cool stuff. Lynx gets a mite tick if we damage those, so make sure you take extra good care of them. Wouldn't want to worry about your next performance review because you messed a bunch of those up. Anyway, I'm sure it'll be a piece of cake for you. See you in the bay. And congratulations, you're now qualified to handle electrical hazards during salvage. Due to regulatory rollbacks introduced in 2299, LYNX Salvage does not do a preliminary exam of ships to disconnect potential electrical hazards. We believe our shipbreakers are well suited to handle such dangers, and the long-term time savings are highly beneficial. Electrical components may arc when removed, impacted, or damaged, causing other objects to be electrified, including the shipbreaker themselves. This can cause damage to the LYNX spare and LYNX equipment. Caution is advised. Okay, so that didn't help the whole debt thing, but this is why I want to get it.
LYNX rewards hard work and learning by giving shipbreakers access to tool improvements and new equipment. Reaching salvage goals is essential for becoming a master shipbreaker. Basically, they want to make sure you prove yourself first before giving you the big guns. Completing salvage goals will net you shiny LYNX tokens. Use those tokens here to get yourself some new gear. Sometimes there are some extra goodies in the rewards too. So let's get going and learn about one of the most important tools in a shipbreaker's toolbox, Tethers. Go ahead and purchase them.
Yes! Tether module. Yes!
Have a quick read, then hop back in the bay.
Okay. So, Tethers. An enhancement to the standard handheld utility grapple, the continuous van der Waals tether field system, or simply Tethers, reduces the need for multiple shipbreakers to move a single heavy object. A versatile tool in the hands of a skilled worker, the introduction of Tethers led to the second greatest increase in salvaging efficiency in LYNX history, only losing out to Real Protein Breakfast Meal, discontinued in 2262. Tethers are easy and intuitive to use. Press and hold your grapple secondary trigger to place the first contact point. Drag the connection to another object and release the trigger to complete the connection. Tethers automatically retract to pull connected objects together. They can also be used to pull objects into the processor, furnace, or barge for efficient and quick salvaging. And that's why we bopped out, because that's incredibly useful. Okay, unfortunately, I think many of these other ones are going to require me to actually get up to the... Ooh, geez. Pretty high up. So I want to check a couple of things. Did they actually... Oh. O2 recharge. Oh, but only in a pressurized environment. Ooh, purchasing helmets is expensive. Did they not upgrade this? Yeah, it looks like they actually, apart from adding demo charges, it doesn't really look like they added a whole lot of new features here. That's actually a bit of a shame. It's not the biggest deal, but I'd love to see way more tools and way more, like, things that you can spec into. Oh, well. Let's see. Start training.
Let me tell you how to use these things. Tethers are more powerful than the beam of your grapple, so they're great for moving super heavy salvage. Try it out. Press and hold the secondary input for the grapple to begin placement. Point where you want the salvage to move to, and then release it to create the tether.
Oh, that's how I do it.
Great. Now, what if you want to get rid of the tethers you've placed? There's a cancel command you can send, but take note that it clears all the tethers you've placed. Go ahead and try it now.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
Yeah, there you go. Now you've got unlimited tethers during this training exercise, but after this, when you need more, you'll have to buy them from the kiosk. Let's see how well you can handle them now. Try to clear out a bunch of that scrap. You can stack multiple tethers on one object to increase the pull force. You can also chain objects of any size together to move them all as a group. I've seen some cutters do some incredible things with the daisy chain of tethers. Alright, well done, Cutter. Looks like you know how to handle these things. When you're ready, let's go back to the hab and continue with the day.
I guess I missed a bit. Oh well.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
I don't actually know if I get much benefit for this.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
Gotta tether fast. Look, I've got unlimited tethers. Now, did they get rid of repair bills? Because I don't see condition
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
on any of mine. Let's see, what if they gave you a ship with critters in it that you had to clear out? Would be interesting. I think it would be better if there was just bio stuff that you had to remove. I don't think this game would actually feel that good if you actively had to hunt down creatures inside the ships. Like, Viscera cleanup detail would be the absolute maximum of what I would say cleanup crew business should be like. Okay, start shift. Oh, so they just straight up got rid of my previous ship. I guess that's fair. Well, let's try out the Exolab just to see how it is. Yeah, can you daisy chain everything together? Yes, you can.
Hey Rook, pinging you on a closed channel. If our crew ever gets to mingle face to face, we should crack some beers and share what we do when we get out of the red and start actually making profit from salvaging. Hard to figure when anyone's gonna hit that point though. Weaver's been at this 20 years, but he slipped back into debt thanks to foreman training. DT sends most of her money back home to New Manila. Transfer goes through LYNX, of course, and the fees are huge. Kaito, well, he's a good person, but just hasn't really taken to the work. He's been warned that he's a low earner. And me? I'm trying to get there as fast as I can. Once I hit zero, I'm gonna work maybe another year or two and just bank it all. All I want is enough to get one of those mining skips for belt running. Still so many rich rocks along the frontier line. Eventually hire some friends from back on the Eris platforms above Mars. So many good folks who just can't get work. Don't know when that'll be though. Every time I think I'm earning at a steady clip, the company finds another fine or fee to slap on. Anyway, I'll let you get back to it. Happy cutting. Blue out.
Having a conversation about this with Shell, but it's probably no secret that I'm, like, relatively anti-corporate just in terms of, like...
Welcome to Vendatron 9000.
Let's see.
Have a nice
Just
day.
in terms of, like, how corporations treat people and, like, business practices and whatnot. Is this not one of the science vessels? Maybe it is. They looked a lot cooler in the picture. But we're kind of analyzing, like, yeah, why do we have these, like, specific opinions? Like, and then it was like, oh, right. Because pretty much our entire media diet for our entire lives has been like, man, what if companies were bad? And then growing up, reality is saying like, oh, yeah, they're actually, many of them kind of suck. I don't know how many of you guys have been paying attention to the Apple versus Epic, and then potentially also Microsoft and Nintendo, or is it Sony too? Gosh, I don't know. I only follow a little bit of this, but what I have followed so far has just been like, man, these people are kind of rough. It always affirms that I like indie games and like AA instead. The bigger the company gets, the more immoral it ends up feeling to me. Let's see. Pop that off.
Valuable object processed. Credits awarded.
I guess it is. Yeah, I honestly can't think of a whole lot of media that ever painted companies, like, directly in a good light. Outside of, well, I guess reality itself, but, like, RoboCop? Evil company. Gosh, what's another good one? I mean, this game, obviously kind of horrible company. Let's see. Was the origin company for Skynet evil? I feel like they were. They kind of were. Yeah, Alien. Nestle. Yeah, sure. Nestle is super evil. I don't know if you guys have ever read about how Nestle is part of one of the main reasons why California has water issues. I mean, apart from the fact that California has frequent droughts. But Nestle straight up has contracts with... It's not even the state of California, effectively. But they drain waterways for... Is it Dasani? It's something or other. But they drain waterways constantly. And don't even pay into the state for it either. It's like... I think that it's straight up, like, charged to them at the same rate or less than us with, like, tap water. It's ridiculous. And so I don't know. Just playing these games, it's weirdly validating and honestly kind of uncomfortable. Because I'm just like... I like to talk about what's going on in the games, but I always realize that, like, the thing that's going through my head is always just like, man, these corporate interests are terrible. Let's talk about that. And then it's like, oh yeah, some people get really, really fussy when I actually start talking about this stuff. Personally, I think it's kind of inescapable. No matter what. Wasn't it the argument like a couple of weeks ago or months ago or something like that? There were a lot of people being like, games shouldn't be political, and it's like, have you played a game? Like, every game has some level of message in it. Unless it's like, gosh, Pong. I'm pretty sure you're not going to get an agenda in Pong. Yeah. Oh, shit. Alright. Yeah, some of my absolute favorite stories over the years have had some seriously,
Valuable objects processed. Credits awarded.
some seriously deep bits left and right. We should probably... Is there a reactor in here? No.
Salvage
Still no
deposit
reactor.
accepted. Credits transferred.
But there's still live wires. Alright. Let's see, could people make an anti-corpo resistance group? I mean, it doesn't even need to be, like, dramatic. All you need to do is just stop buying from big corporations if you can avoid it. Like, it's... I'm not going to say it's really easy. It's actually pretty annoying because, of course, they want us to be buying from them as much as possible, using them as much as possible. But,
Salvage
like...
secured. Account credit applied.
Kind of mid-pandemic, Shell and I said, like, alright, enough's enough. Amazon's been kind of stinky towards us. Let's pull that out a little bit. And then cancel it. Because I don't actually want that flying off, I just want it to be free. What are these? Cable junctions. Alright, let's not use the cut tool here. Are fuses still lethal monsters of chaos? I haven't found one yet, so I don't really know. Let's see. Probably figure out where these go. The problem is, I'm not actually sure if I'm going to be able to get the electric cables specifically into the furnace. Do we have any more cut points, or is this... Uh-oh. Oh, I see. This whole side section might actually just be loose. Yeah, we got the cable junctions, but I don't think I'm going to be able to remove it. I think we just chuck that into the processor and accept the loss. Right, I pretty much have to use tethers to actually... get these in. Alright, there we go. Let's go over there. At least the sides are easy to rip off. I was really expecting a completely different ship layout, but this is kind of the same thing, but with computers on the inside. Appreciated, but not the kind of thing I think I'm going to go rushing out of my way for. Okay. Maybe the cut points aren't as bad. That was a weird lag, and... And like I said, we did actually cut into something.
Object accepted for processing. Credits deposited.
Okay. Let's take the airlock off. Now that I'm thinking about it first. Okay. At this range, I'm a little spooked every time I fire that off. It's like, is this going to just screw me? The answer is it might. Speaking of similar things, send that out. Oh, the thruster cap goes in the processor too. Okay, let's get this side off, and then ooh, okay, there is something in here. Into the barge. The force at which I throw that is a little concerning.
Salvage gained. Credits awarded.
Just do that one off. Okay. Is this loose? Yeah, it looks like it. In we go. Gosh, the music is good. Yeah, I was actually really expecting them to have added more ship types to this, and maybe there will be more as we go along. But I was really expecting this to be more of a unique model than it ended up being.
Salvage secured.
Oh, not a biggie. Oh, I see. I almost feel like just deleting the wall behind this would actually do the trick. Then I can just pull them off free. Okay, you loose? You're loose. And you're safe. I'm so glad they changed how barges work. Have I seen javelins yet? No. I mean, we're still very early on, so I'm sure there's more later. They showed me this picture of this cool-looking new ship and mentioned that they had arms and stuff. And really the answer is it just has computers inside of it and weird nacelles. And that's about it. The race to the bottom in financial fees at a company-to-company level is disturbing. Worked at a company that kept the books and pricing for things like state retirement funds, so the job went to the Philippines. We go all day about the different issues that came up. Eesh. I read about that sort of thing often when it comes to, like, well, not that often, but I've read about it enough to be bothered by it when it comes to insurance. That, like, half the reason why healthcare in the US is so expensive is because effectively insurance companies and hospitals and medical suppliers just work hand in hand at making everything way more expensive than it actually ought to be. The music's a little loud compared to you. Yeah. I think it's just that song too, but I can turn it down. I just really like listening to music. Oh, that's because it reset up to 90%. I was wondering about that. That explains a lot.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
At least the song slaps, yeah.
Salvage.
Let's see, why did it reset? I don't know, I might have pressed the wrong button, or bugs, or who knows what. It could be any number of things. I gotta think about it too much. Gosh, this is exactly the level of speed I needed today. Just play game, make money. I kind of... Ooh, power junction box. I kind of wish for this, what they had done, was actually made it a little bit more sandboxy even. Like, give you a bunch of different things to buy, and have it be more of, like, a race against your debt. That, you know, you want to buy new tools, but your debt keeps going up because the interest is bad. And so you're constantly weighing whether or not you buy new tools, or pay off some of the debt so it doesn't get terrible. Because maybe after a certain point, you just lose. Like if your debt gets too high, they just sell you for parts and just declare you as a too low of an earner to be worth it.
Salvage secured.
Good to know for home insurance. You need to claim what was lost specifically, or they'll pay out as cheap as possible. Yeah, Shell and I are going to be doing a big cleaning day. I think this week/weekend. Depends on how much our second shot kicks our asses. But, huh. Oh. Poster goes to the barge. But so we're actually going to go through our entire house and take photos of every single thing that is worth probably more than $50. And just keep a record of, like, these are just the things that we own. Because I know Oregon kind of almost burned down last year. And there's a very real possibility that, you know, fires are going to be bad again. I don't think I'm ever going to be in one of the places that's actually in a whole lot of danger of going up in smoke.
Caution. Tether supplies are low.
That I think most of the danger will be for the kind of more woodland areas. But smoke is going to be bad. You know, honestly, if the fire actually does reach where I am, you know, I'm going to want to abandon my house and my stuff without actually having to worry about, like, oh man, you know, if I lose all this stuff, I'm not going to be able to replace it easily. And so yeah, just having a giant catalog of, like, these are the things that I own would just be kind of nice. And cost me almost no time.
Valuable object processed. Credits awarded.
Yeah, second shot is definitely kicking your ass right now. Been 5 hours and you already have a fever. Eesh. Yeah. We haven't gotten our second shot yet. We'll specifically be getting that on... I'll be getting mine on...
Credits applied to Cutter account.
On Thursday. And then, frustratingly, we will be going out to get Shell's second dose on Friday. More or less meaning that, that we're going to be road tripping down to, we're going to be road tripping down to Salem, Oregon, which is where she's getting her shot, the day after I get mine. So hopefully I'll be okay enough for that. If I'm not, I don't know. I'll probably just bring a blanket with and just be miserable in the car.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
It's worth it, though. Like, the sheer mental weight of having even just my first dose was so nice. We went... Like, we've actually gone out a couple of times now. I don't think I will be eating at restaurants for the rest of the year. Not unless cases drop to, like, 0 levels. But considering how many anti-vax morons there are, there's a very real possibility that, yeah, I'm not gonna feel safe around people for quite some time.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
But, like, the sheer weight of being vaccinated is just kind of like, yeah, I'm not in horrible danger anymore.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
I'm looking forward to being able to go out a little bit. And then if things actually get fairly safe in the US, I mean, it really depends on caseloads. Maybe I'll actually go to a convention next year. Let's see. Here's how a speedrun of this game would work. You'd effectively be... See how it says 3 at the top? Well...
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
You know, that's actually an interesting question. I don't know on that one. Because I don't know what's more important, because extracting value gets the cert EXP, whereas the 1, 2, and 3 give you the tools. I think you'd actually just be trying to rip ships apart as fast as possible for the highest amount of immediate value. I can't vaccinate because of medical issues. That's totally fine. I've known a couple of people over the years who have similar problems, which is why it's, you know, the rest of our responsibility is to get vaccinated for people like you. Knew a couple of people who just had vaccine exemptions because my college specifically just didn't give a shit enough to actually check, like, do you actually have an objection to this, or are you just one of those people? And, you know, nothing ever happened, because nothing generally does, but it's like, boy, if something ripped through the school, these people would probably be the plague bearers. Is the game fully updated or complete now? Nah, they just added the first chapter. Hey, crack one open. Alright, equipment. Unfortunately, I think we're still ranked 4 and it's going to... Oh, there is durability. Oh, and I have to buy repair kits. I'm not sure how much I care about that, though. Yeah. You look at this mackerel and it looks like it has all these extra bits, and the answer is nope, it don't. I could rip up another one of them, but I think I'm just gonna pursue value above all else.